Finally, Action Park had its own monorail called the Transmobile. This went to the ski lodge.
The goddamn wokes. The goddamn wokes are ruining our mobile. Why can't it just be the regular mobile? Why is it a Transmobile, eh? God damn it. I do have another video from a channel I've not watched until now, though, which is Defunctland.
Nope.
And I swear I've heard this, and I never knew it was a YouTube channel. I've heard of Defunctland. I never knew it was a YouTube channel. Another massive YouTube channel I've never heard of in my entire life. I mean, I've heard of, but I've never seen. The history of Action Park. I feel like I've also heard of Action Park. Okay. Should we watch? They do good video essays. Okay, let's see. Let's watch this from 80 years ago. Damn. You know, I like that we're watching vintage videos.
New and improved and open once again.
Fantastic. Anna Gilligan is there this morning. Hello, Anna.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I think you're seeing some guys jump off the Tarzan jump here.
Yo, that was sick. That was sick. Did you see that flip? Yo.
At Action Park, it's been closed since 1996. They reopened it on June 14th. I'm here with the owner, Andrew Mulhaville. He's also the son of the man who founded it. Thanks for being here.
It's great to be here. Thanks for coming out. What a day we have. It's beautiful here at Action Park.
So I gotta ask you, because Action Park got a bit of a reputation.
Go back.
So I gotta ask you, because Action Park got a bit of a reputation.
35 horror stories that prove Action Park was the most dangerous park ever. Oh, you mean the most sick park ever? The most epic park ever? Action Park, the shocking true story of America's most dangerous theme park. 10 reasons why Action Park was the most dangerous water park ever. Yo. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, that is... What? That's so thin. There's no way you're meant to be inside that. Right? There is no way you're meant to be inside that. I have to go to our Serpent's Tuba. Go. This will be on YouTube anyways, so don't worry. Imagine, I'm only seeing a reason why I should go. Dude, that's crazy.
Some people got injured.
Action Park injuries up in 86. Action Park is in charge for negligence in suit. Man drowns in pool at Action Park.
That was 30 years ago. The world has changed. I mean, when my dad started the park...
Bro really pulled the world has changed card.
The guy inventing the rides and bringing inventors in. Now it's highly regulated. Everything's engineered.
I love Action Park because it's so beautiful.
Defunctland. Suggested by Gay Green Alien, Gavin M, Hoob, Jerome Cushing, Jonathan Lennon, and Kyle Vatch. Shout out to Gay Green Alien. Gay Green Alien, what you mean? The Alpine Slide.
The year is 1976. Gene Mulvihill, the head of entertainment company Great American Recreation, has added a new attraction to Vernon, New Jersey's Vernon Valley Ski Resort. 2 brand new Alpine slides were installed to keep business up in the off-season. An Alpine slide is a one-person cart ride, in which the rider rides down a hill on a smooth track. The rider has a brake lever in between their legs, giving them complete control of their speed. The attraction had become popular for ski resorts in the late 70s, and Vernon Valley Ski Resort's
That's fun. Okay.
Alpine slide was advertised as an attraction for all ages, claiming, "We've had grandfathers and we've had kids of kindergarten age coming down our runs alone." I also have a picture showing a mother controlling the sled with an infant in her arms. It's that easy. After the success of the slide, Mulvihill went forward with his plans to expand the ski resort into a water park during the off-season. He added 2 water slides and a racetrack, and more slides, a softball field, a tennis court, and a swimming pool were added shortly thereafter. The Vernon Valley Summer Park was rebranded to Action Park, a thrilling amusement.
Vernon Valley Action Park. So like during the winter they have skiing, during the summer they have water. That's fun. Visionary, if you will.
Park where you control the action. More slides and rides were added, and they began their big marketing push to draw audiences into their new water park.
Just go to Action Park. There's no other park like it.
When it's hot out, this is a great place to spend the day with your family. So lots of big things for little kids to do. I love action
That
park.
kid looks so creepy, and not because of his looks, it's because of the camera. The camera exposure made that kid look like a creepy little goblin.
It's so beautiful.
It's like coming to Broadway. It's wonderful.
I don't think that grandma is the target audience for these slides.
Race like a pro. It's great. These are the most amazing rides in the world.
That one guy who's overacting every single line. Everyone's just saying it normally. This is the most amazing ride in the world.
I love it here.
There's nothing in the world like Action Park.
The park was revolutionary. Not only was it one of the first water parks of its kind in the United States, but it also marketed itself as the biggest. It was eventually home to 75 rides, 40 of which were water slides. Action Park
That's
was
kinda
split into
huge.
3 themed lands. The first was
Water World. I thought a sound effect was from the video. I was so sure that was from the video. I was like, wait, this is 8 years ago. They didn't have Among Us back then.
Motorworld consisted of 3 types of attractions: land, water, and air rides. On land was the popular battle action tanks. For an additional fee, guests could ride inside tanks equipped with tennis ball cannon.
Okay, you know what? The more this video goes on, the more I feel like I want to go to Action Park. I'm sorry, am I meant to think this is lame?
The goal was to shoot the other tanks in the caged area on one of their targets, disabling their cannons for 15 seconds. Those that chose to ride the tanks were allotted 5 minutes to do so, and those that did not want to ride could pay to use a stationary cannon from the outside. Maintenance employees attempting to fix broken down tanks would be subject to fire from the rowdy guests, making the attraction a nightmare to work at.
That's crazy. Oh my god. Imagine you're trying to fix a tank and they're shooting you.
The other 2 land-based Motor World attractions were the Lola cars and the Super Go-Karts, both of which were kart race attractions. The Super Go-Karts were driven on a small loop. The carts themselves were designed to max out at 20 miles per hour, but the employees found that sticking a tennis ball in the governor device allowed the cart to go as fast as possible, with the new maximum speed being around 50 miles an hour. Head-on collisions
That's crazy. What did the employees do with that information, I wonder?
frequently sent guests to the hospital, and the fumes from the engines overwhelmed riders at times. The Lolo cars were mini open cockpit race cars driven on a longer track, and they cost an additional charge to ride. Their maximum speed could also be tampered with by park employees. These were also used after hours by
Were the employees just trolling? Was it just that the employees were kind of done with these people and trolling?
the workers, sometimes being taken off the track and driven on the nearby highway. There were 2 water rides in Motor World. The super speedboats were driven in a small circle around an island in a pond that also had a large population of snakes in it. The guests would often attempt to bump nearby boats, as if they were on Motor World's other water attraction, bumper boats. These were boats placed in a small pool and were designed to withstand guests crashing into one another. These were known to leak gasoline, which once required a guest to be examined after too much fuel.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. The gasoline leaks. Dude, the employees were Mordecai Rigby. Oh my god. Yes. Imagine.
Leaked on their skin. The boats were also incredibly small, and riders with long legs had to position their feet off the side of the boat to fit. This led to injuries and
Well, even more taoism in our society. You see us though, people have to deal with so much discrimination. When we get plane tickets, we never fit them. When we go to doors, they're too short. This is taoism. Taoism.
bone fractures after collisions. Finally, Motor World had 2 airbase attractions. One was Space Shot, which was a typical drop tower ride and was one of the safest rides at the park, given it was only open for Action Park's last operating year. The second air ride was another upcharge attraction, Slingshot, which was also fairly safe. This ride was a common amusement park and carnival ride, in which guests were shot up on 2 bungee cords and flipped upside down as they flew through the air. There's no doubt that Motor World had its dangerous attractions, but this is just the beginning of what Action Park has in store. Another section of the park was
the Alpine.
Many non-water-based attractions were located in their own section of the park, sometimes labeled the Alpine Center. These included the aforementioned Alpine slides, as well as a bungee jump titled the Snapple Snap-Up Whippersnapper Ride, originally having 2 jumps.
Who approved the name? Excuse me, that name just doesn't snap off the tongue, if you know what I mean.
Stations, and then later 4, guests could jump off the tower.
Was it you? That's crazy. You did a bad job.
An additional fee. A skate park also had a short run at Action Park. It was poorly designed, as it was surrounded by concrete and had uneven edges, which led to many injuries during its existence.
Look at that, dude. I've never skated a day in my life. I can tell this is diabolical, okay? I have never stepped foot on a skateboard. I can, just by looking, I can tell this right here is absolutely diabolical. Dude.
Interestingly, Action Park also had an attraction entitled the Action Park Gladiator Challenge,
Yo.
partially based off of the popular American Gladiators TV show. This included obstacle courses and jousting matches against the Action Park Gladiators.
Can you imagine this? Instead of doing it like this, they were all oiled up and naked. Imagine. And then it would be Turkish oil wrestling. It would become Turkish oil wrestling. If you don't know about Turkish oil wrestling, look it up. Trust me, it will be worth it. Look up what a hook is in Turkish oil wrestling.
Finally, Action Park had its own monorail called the Transmobile. This went to the ski lodge,
This is the goddamn wokes. The goddamn wokes are ruining our mobile. Why can't it just be the regular mobile? Why is it a Transmobile, eh? God damn it. It's ruined.
the Alpine Center, and to Motor
It's
World.
ruined.
So far, Action Park has proved to be dangerous, but where are the absolutely terrifying rides? Where are the rides that are so insane that their mere existence is unbelievable? Moreover, where are the water slides?
True.
This
Hi,
section
Sir,
put the action
welcome.
in Action Park. Waterworld had it all. It was home to the tidal wave pool, a 100 feet by 200 feet pool that could hold anywhere between 500 and 1,000 people. The pool's floor was slanted, and the further a guest went in it, the deeper it got. Waves went 20 minutes on, 10 minutes off, and they could reach a height of over 3 feet. This was challenging for swimmers of all skill levels, as the pool was hard to read and the fresh water was more difficult to swim in than salt water. A dozen lifeguards were on duty at the pool, and they would have to save around 30 people on a busy day. The Tarzan swing was a heavily advertised attraction in which guests would swing on a 20-foot cable over a pool. This spring-fed pool was so cool that lifeguards would have to rescue guests that could not swim after the shock of the cold water.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
This was also a popular attraction for
When he said cool, I didn't think he meant cool.
men to pull down their pants or women to pull up their tops.
Excuse you?
Or women to pull up their tops for the line of people to see.
Excuse me? No, rewind. Rewind.
The cold water. This was also a popular attraction for men to pull down their pants or women to pull up their tops for the line of people to see. The appropriately named Aqua Scoot gave guests a sled, with which they would...
Was that something that the people did, or was something that the attraction itself encouraged? Like, is it kind of like the people gonna ended up doing that, or is it like somewhere in the attraction? The people, of course.
slide down an assembly line style roller coaster, hurtling them toward a shallow pool that they would skip across. If the guest was not in an ideal position, it would get caught under the water, sending the rider crashing forward.
Oh my god.
There were originally a pair of these slides, each 30 feet long, but a third slide was eventually added. The diving cliffs had 2 jumping bases, one 23 feet and the other 18 feet tall, with the pool below being 16 feet. The pool was also for non-jumpers, some of which were unaware of the cliffs, which resulted in collisions.
That's crazy.
There was only one lifeguard on duty, who had to work extra hard to make sure that no one was at the bottom of the pool. The super speed water slides, also known as Geronimo Falls, were a pair of high-speed vertical water slides. One of them was steeper than the other, and both were dangerous. Near these was the safer Kamikaze, which was a more traditional tube slide. The kayak experience was pretty self-explanatory, and used underwater fans to simulate water rapids. This was dangerous, but that goes without saying at this point. A similar ride, the Roarin' Rapids, allowed guests to ride in a 1 or 2 person raft down a similar river. The Surf Hill had riders slide down a multi-laned, multi-hill slide on a mat. Riders could easily cross over to the adjacent lanes and cause collisions. And the 7th hill, nicknamed the Backbreaker, had an additional hump that would send riders flying, resulting in injury.
Oh my god.
The Colorado River ride was
that was so high of a jump. Yo.
The raft ride, this time allowing up to 4 people, and it went through the wooded area of the park. At one point, the riders would come to a fork in the river and had to choose between 2 paths. The first path took
It
guests
doesn't
under
feel
a
like they have much of a choice. It feels like wherever it takes them, it takes them.
waterfall and a series of tunnels. The second path included a waterfall and another fork, with one path being steeper than the other. The ride also included a foot-tall jump that would allow riders and their raft a short airtime. The Aerodonium was a skydiving simulator that caused injuries when guests would try to stop their falls with their arms. Waterworld also had a variety of other typical water slides and pools that were less notable, but there is one in particular that has yet to be mentioned. This is the attraction that made Action Park the most infamous, the Cannonball Loop. A tubed water slide with a vertical loop, similar
what? It just looks so thin. It looks too thin to fit inside.
to that of a roller coaster. It was rumored that during the testing of the attraction, Mulvihill offered $100 to employees who were willing to try it. Test dummies apparently came out of the loop without their heads.
Bro.
When it was open, guests would be weighed, hosed down, and given a set of instructions to decrease the possibility of injury. A hatch was added to the top of the loop
That's not what you want to hear. That's not what you want to hear when you step into a
to
loop.
assist stuck riders that could not make it all the way through the slide. Many guests that completed the loop would come out at the bottom, suffering from bloody noses or other injuries,
Yo.
either from hitting the top of the loop or the impact on the way down. The Cannonball Loop was indicative of a larger issue with Action Park, as many of the other attractions were poorly crafted by designers that were less than engineers, and most were designed to minimize cost rather than maximize safety. The rides became even more dangerous when paired with the fact that the park sold alcohol at many of the convenience stands.
No! Of course they did! Of course they did!
Often to minors.
Minimize cost, maximize fun!
There was even a microbrewery near Motorworld.
To
Many of the
minors?
guests visiting the inexpensive park came from low-income areas and did not have the necessary swimming skills to navigate some of the attractions and pools. Action Park also heavily marketed to Spanish populations, but there were no translations or translators for the guests when they visited.
Oh,
so
man.
explaining safety instructions was virtually impossible.
You already know that Action Park has the most innovative and exciting rides. The Alpine Slide, Grand Prix race cars, and spectacular water rides. But Action Park means more than just great rides. It means super live shows, fantastic summer festivals, and scrumptious food and drink, including
That
an
sounds
authentic
grand.
German brewery. Come to Action Park, because the rides aren't the only thing that's great. Labor Day Polish Festival, September 6th and 7th.
The majority of those employees were teenagers and were not equipped to handle the rowdy
That's
guests in the park.
crazy. Of course they had just teenagers hired. That's a classic. You know, I can't even complain. At least back in the 90s, you know, teenagers could just get a part-time job over the summer and they'd have a job. Nowadays, mom, good luck, okay? You're a teenager trying to get a part-time summer job. Good luck, man. Good luck, okay? You know what? Bring Action Park back. This is what I'm saying, okay? Yeah, bring it back.
So on any given day, you could have an overcrowded water park filled with drunk teenagers that couldn't swim, riding shoddily built attractions supervised by teenagers that may or may not be able to communicate with them. It is no wonder what happened next.
Wait, there was a 6-7 and I didn't notice? Oh god, I'm healing. The world is healing. Wait, where was the 6-7? No! Your coat is washed.
On July 8th,
Yeah, people fighting for McDonald's job against 30-year-olds. That's crazy. September 6 and 7? Fuck. Fuck, that one's so good too.
1980, a male employee was riding the alpine slide when his cart went off the track. He hit his head on a rock during the crash, killing him.
Oh god.
He was only 19. 2 years later, on July 24th, 1982, a 15-year-old guest was overcome by the waves of the tidal wave pool and drowned.
Oh
On
god.
August 1st, a mere week later, a 27-year-old guest was riding the kayak experience when he was trying to re-enter his kayak after falling out. When doing this, he made contact with the live wiring that powered the underwater fans. The
That's crazy.
electrocution sent him into cardiac arrest, and he passed after being rushed to the hospital. 2 years later, in 1984, a guest died on the Tarzan swing after a heart attack, supposedly due to the unexpected shock from the cold water. That same year, on August 27th, a 20-year-old drowned in the tidal wave pool. And on July 19th, 1987, another guest drowned there, giving it the nickname the Grave Pool. These deaths are tragic, and often overshadowed by the lunacy and legacy of Action Park. Interestingly enough, Action Park was able to avoid many lawsuits with these deaths and many other injuries, due in part to its reputation, and also the lax regulations New Jersey had for amusement and water parks. Great American Recreation was even able to expand the Action Park brand to other parts of the country, opening Pocono Action Park in Tannersville, Pennsylvania in 1980, and Action Mountain in Pine Hill, New Jersey in 1984.
Get wild.
Hell yeah, wild!
Action Mountain. Feel the thrill as you zoom through the black hole.
So crazy. It's so crazy to cover that to get wild.
Splash on our bumper boats. While the kids play in our fun-filled kiddie area, cool off in our huge swimming pool, or race around the Grand Prix kiddie area, cool off in our huge swimming pool, or...
What is that moan? What? Cool off in a great swimming area. Oh! What? Why? Why? Why was that here? Whoa, why? What? He's cooling? He's cooling off? He's breathing? I'm sorry, that was not a breath. That was an... Oh.
Race around the Grand Prix track. Get wet on any of our action-packed rides at Action Mountain in Pine Hill, New Jersey.
That's so creepy. The laughs, the often music and the ho 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 ho. That actually feels like one of those like Mandela catalog type things.
It's awesome.
Pocono Action Park had many repeat attractions as Action Park, and was closed in 1991. Action Mountain ran into some financial difficulties with the IRS and the town it was located in, and was closed in 1986. So why did the original Action Park close? While Action Park and Mulvihill were able to avoid lawsuits with many of the accidents and deaths, the two deaths in 1984 stemmed cases that rightfully plagued the park with a variety of legal problems. Mulvihill eventually pled guilty to 5 charges of insurance fraud. He and his associates claimed that the park saw over 1 million guests a year, and therefore the death toll was comparatively low. The local ER, on the other hand, said that they would have to treat 5 to 10 guests on some days. In response to the high amount of guests visiting the hospital, Action Park bought Vernon, New Jersey new ambulances. Despite all of these issues, the downfall of Action Park wouldn't come until 1996, and it was actually due to Great American Recreation's financial issues and not the park itself. On September 2nd, 1996, Action Park ended its final season, still with the hope that it would reopen the next year. However, Great American Recreation's bankruptcy made it impossible for Action Park to continue operations, so it didn't reopen. After this, the ski resort and Action Park were handed from investor to investor, undergoing renovations for 2 years before reopening in 1998 as Mountain Creek. Safety was a priority under this management, and a valiant effort was put forth to distance Mountain Creek from Action Park's reputation. However, in 2010, Mountain Creek underwent a bankruptcy of its own, and the water park and ski resort was sold to the Mulvihill family. 2 years after this, in 2012, Eugene Mulvihill passed away, and his son Andrew Mulvihill took over ownership of the park. 2 years later, in 2014, Mountain Creek was rebranded back to Action Park. The park reopened many of its classic attractions, and started construction on new, terrifying ones. The Sky Caliber was...
That's crazy. They did not learn. They did not learn.
Another attempt at a 360-degree vertically looping water slide, although it used technology to enhance safety. From my knowledge, it is yet to open at the park, and there's almost no information on its status. The new Action Park tried to use nostalgia to draw guests back for 2 years, before in 2016 it was renamed back to Mountain Creek, in order to once again get away from the negative connotation of Action Park. Early this year it was announced that Johnny Knoxville would
turns out people didn't want to go to the park famous for killing people.
be producing, writing, and starring in a film inspired by Action Park, but it was not shot on location. Death is heartbreaking, especially in environments designed for happiness and joy. Despite 6 people losing their lives there, Action Park is not remembered for its death toll. It is remembered for and by the kids that grew up with it and survived it. It is seen as a place where the quote-unquote popular and brave teens hung out. The fact that it was referred to as Traction Park or Class Action Park doesn't matter, because its inherent danger is more of a fond memory to the majority of its visitors. The burns, bruises, and the fractured tibias were a rite of passage for its former guests. You think you're cool because you survived a
That's crazy. You know, I survived Action Park.
roller coaster at Disney in California or at Universal in Florida? Well, welcome to Vernon, New Jersey. Were you able to survive Action Park?
Get wet, get wild. Yo, that's crazy. It's a different world out there, and by out there,
Nice job.
I mean America. Let's go! Do we have any Action Park survivors in the chat? Any Action Park survivors? I know a lot of you are very vintage in the chat, so Don't mind me asking, okay? The South Park Crazy Way, there's more?
We go swim and get a microphone. She'll give us her.
Oh, look at her. It's like out of a movie.
This is good. Where is she?
Wait a second.
We lost
What
Anna.
happened to her?
Greg, you need to go
Here we
rescue
go.
Anna.
Let's see. Let's just take a. Indeed. Yay! First of all,
Starting on Saturday,
nice bathing suit.
they're open from 10:30 to
Greg.
7.
Stay
What's that?
appropriate.
Never mind.
Anna, you look great, and you handled that beautifully. I'm just trying to keep Greg in check.
Why are you so out of breath?
Bye, guys. I'm going to go put some clothes on.
Hold on a second.
right.
No, not so fast, Anna. Let's see.
Anna.
Let's see. This is in New Jersey, right?
Be nice.
Well, I just want to talk to her a little while
Stop
longer.
milking this shot.
I'm just wondering, Anna, how long did it take you, let's see, to drive?
get undressed?
To drive, yeah, well, we saw that. How long is the trip? Oh, wait a second. Wait.
I think that's smart. Well, Anna, go dry off. We'll see you in a little bit. What is wrong with you?
Relax.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Who are
Anna.
you, man?
Okay, I guess we're done.
And Maine is his job.
Don't be so frowning at me.
Horny on the job. Damn. Crazy. Dude.